Hello, I am Radagast at your service with Mystic View number 5. And it's going to be thoughts, my normal rant on the world, and there's some announcements from Global Mission of Peace, the GMOP. And so the worldview is very interesting because of, I would say, the collective consciousness of humanity is really in a bit of a struggle. But that's one thing. But the other thing is that it's kind of like from where I sit, the awakening of humanity looks painfully a little on the slow side. I won't say painfully slow, but slow. Where from the ones who are currently kind of in control, the ones we really want to get moved out, when they look at the same kind of awakening, they see a real threat. And so they're reacting to that. And I should mention also that this is the second take of Mystic View 5 that I had not corrected my microphone. I should really check it now. Yeah, good, I'm on. So I had posted up and I listened to it just wanted to see how the sound came out, and there was no sound. So here I am making Mystic View again when I thought I was getting ready to go to bed because I have to get up early tomorrow. But I want to get this out there. So yeah, so the cabal, as I'm going to call them now, the ones who are just making trouble. And some of them are generations of troublemakers. But they are not what I see as, oh my God, when are we going to get there? They're going, oh my God, they're getting there. So they see the view very differently. And that's why we see the paroxysms of just like spite across the troubled zones of the planet, and alliances starting to form, and strange, Saudi Arabia having leading much of the charge, being head of the Human Rights Committee and having I guess a 42 or 47 beheading weekend. So the ones who are pressured by the awakening are acting like people under pressure. They're just thrashing. And Max Egan did a really good show that came out, I think, yesterday about vaccination being mandatory in Australia, and how he hopes that in the way he sees it as a good thing, because it might catalyze people to start having the conversation of, we understand the legal fiction thing, but when it comes down to flesh and blood, who is making a claim over my body that they have the right to tell me what to put into it? Because all law basically comes down to one party and another party, and the party has to identify themselves to make the claim. So he sees a loophole. I don't want to pursue that too much. And so that was an interesting world event. And again, but it's part of the same symptom of panic. At the top levels, there is some panic. Of course, they tell themselves that everything's in control and that this is what's going to fix everything, except I don't think it is going to fix everything. The world consciousness is in motion, and it's waking up, and it's starting to see the world with a clearer perspective. The internet has helped us all realize around the world that we're starting to see common solutions, and we're also seeing pretty much the same obstacles to these solutions and a better world. And so there's a whole global village now starting to look at the world and say, gee, according to the mainstream media, countries that are supposed to be the bad people, when looked at another way, or maybe honestly, suddenly look like they might even be playing the game a little cleaner than the ones who claim to be the police of what good behavior is. So people are starting to see this inversion, and people seeing that is what is most threatening to the ones who currently are in control and making messes of things. So, but the cabals, again, these people are not that smart. They're just smart enough because the average person is not that smart either. So, they can hire a few, they can make sure that the smart ones try to make the decisions, although with egos in a way, who know if that always works. And of course, okay, I'm going to skip over a lot of this because really just want to get to what I think is important, is because it ties into what world events are. Actually, I want to tie them together. The media has become a propaganda instrument. And as I said in the other mystic view, media, news, okay, the news in the late, I think it was in the 1990s, whether it was the early, mid, or late, I don't know. But there was a suit filed by either somebody or an employee against Fox News for telling a story that wasn't true, and then not pulling back and claiming that it wasn't true. And it went to court, and apparently the judge decided that the news, because it was argued by the people representing the media, that the news was under the legal coverage of entertainment. And under that legal umbrella of entertainment, news does not have to be true. It just has to be entertaining. And so the judge ruled with that the suit was dismissed because truth wasn't a requirement in the news, since it was under entertainment. Now, this is how the legal system plays games. They weren't under that umbrella, but apparently they reached an agreement with the judge that as soon as he made that judgment, they would then shoot all news divisions under the entertainment. So this way here, they couldn't be held liable for not telling the truth, because as entertainers, they don't have to tell the truth. And in a modern news studio, basically it's either teleprompters or scripts or whatever they have in front of them. But really, news is entertainment. They are actors. The news anchors are actors, and they are given scripts to read, and their job is to read that script. And that script comes from a few hands being on it. Some of them will be alphabet agencies, but certainly interested parties have a say in what lands on the script of that actor reading the news to you. That's the mainstream news. It is to be avoided. And just know when you read if you're reading from Russia, you're reading from Iran, expect some bias. But the details are not hidden in a bunch of bias. So, they usually, again, usually at the end of the story, you'll see that sometimes they shade it a certain way. Very easy to put filters on and get the information that you need. So a big part of the media, whether it's TV or what you're reading, is the creation of who we don't like. Okay. Whether it's Muslims, whether it's people who belong to a certain country, whether it's any ethnicity, the entertainment industry, and of course the news under the entertainment industry, but also entertainment industry, Hollywood, with the kind of themes and who plays bad guys in movies. They're able to shape opinion and worldview, and that makes people very ill prepared to deal with the world. So they create these divisions with this misinformation. And any group of people, so you move a group of people to currently not like Russia. Putin's a thug, they'll say, and once KGB, always KGB. They have all these things that they say all the time that are reinforcing an image that they're trying to create of the man, regardless of whether that image has any veracity or any basis in truth. But anyway, he's one, and they have different shadings of who not to trust, and this is all part of that media. Now, so they get a group of people to hold another group in mistrust. Every group of any sort always has unstable people in it. It has people who will go the full Monty on any idea. So therefore, anytime you develop an other, or this other entity, or there's something wrong with this, somewhere in that group that is holding that view that's been given them will think with thoughts of hatred towards this enemy, and their hatred is based on the view that they were given. So this enemy is a creation of the media. This hatred that might be felt by again the near lunatic fringe is fed by the media. It's not their own information. So we need to kind of break out of these settings, because these settings are kind of what make us hate other people. And so that brings us to Global Mission of Peace. The ambassador had announced at our symposium, I think it was 2 weeks ago already, that he wanted to have a day that we discuss love for all, hatred for none. And realizing that it is love for all, and to do that, you can't leave anybody out. You can have people you seriously don't like, and you would like to see different life situations for them, but you don't have to hate them. Hatred will make you not think right, first of all. But again, it creates these walls. And invariably, it's fed from a false narrative, or at the very least, a narrative that was not one that you arrived by your own deducement, but instead were given a narrative. And that narrative now plays as your opinion. And we need to be on guard about this, because that is what the media does. It's there to shape reality. The reality that we react to is the one we perceive, and much of the world we live in, including the legal thing, man, this invisible tentacle thing that reaches everywhere. These are all this is constructs. The natural world, the world that the Creator, the world that God made and put us on, was not made with this stuff. Okay, you want to see laws? Look at the laws of nature. And if you see good people treat each other, you know the laws of God. There's a few people who you look at and you go, see, we need all this heavy stuff. No, we don't. We all need to know the group that understands what's right and the rest are wrong, and we deal with them however we want. We really don't need a lot of statutes to figure stuff out, what's wrong. Especially when you're in your heart and you're out of want and lack and all those other things that bring in the demons that allow you not to hear your heart. So the day that seems to have been picked is January 31st, and we're going to form some kind of event out of it. Where and what that event is still in the formation stage. So this is all very fresh, but I'm trying to put it out into the consciousness of Love for All, Hatred for None Day. Something that was an initiative that came from the ambassador, but all of us in the family, in our symposium family, in our Global Mission of Peace family, we've all embraced it. I have a song that I wrote for our last gathering that I presented to the ambassador, True Vision of Peace, Global Mission of Peace song. And it's been really well received. And so now we have dancers who as part of the presentation for this day, might be dancing to the song. I saw a rehearsal by somebody in our group with her dance class dancing to the song. That was quite touching, actually. And I will put the link to that song underneath this video in case you aren't aware of it, the True Mission to Peace song. And so I guess that's going to wrap it up. And of course, we'll be hearing much more about it follow the Goldfish Report, because that's the voice that gets out there. And that's, again, another way that the ambassador can get his message out. And that's out there. Well, that's out there to be kind of picked up for with the ambassador's message is, I am such a part of being with the ambassador that it's kind of hard to even do some just semi-independent stuff, because my life is really tied up in the mission, and very joyfully so, exhaustedly so, but joyfully so. So yeah, I think I'll probably. I think that's a good length for tonight. I hope I covered everything, and I want to get that thought out there. Once again, the last gathering went really, really good. The one we had December 6th near in the Philadelphia area, and who knows, we might be visiting that area again at the end of January. But that has not been set. So let me say God bless you to all, and goodbye for now. All right.